Have you ever wondered how a city built on water, a labyrinth of shimmering canals and ancient palaces, actually came to exist? Today, we're journeying back in time to uncover the incredible story of Venice, a city that defied the sea itself. Forget roads and cars. Here, the main streets are rivers, and the soundtrack is the gentle lapping of water against stone. How did a group of refugees, fleeing from invaders, manage to build one of the most powerful and beautiful cities in the world on a muddy, unstable lagoon? It's a tale of survival, genius, engineering, and audacious ambition. Stick with us as we dive deep into the formation and evolution of the legendary Venetian canals. Our story begins in the 5th century with the decline of the Roman Empire, as barbarian hordes, including the Huns led by Attila, swept across the Italian peninsula. People from mainland towns like Padua and Aquilea fled for their lives. They sought refuge in the safest place they could find, the marshy, inhospitable islands of the Venetian lagoon. This wasn't a strategic choice for a future metropolis. It was a desperate act of survival. The shallow waters and confusing network of mudflats offered natural protection that a cavalry-based army couldn't penetrate. Life on these marshy islands was incredibly difficult. There was no fresh water, no solid ground for farming, and no building materials. The early Venetians were fishermen and salt producers, living in simple huts built on stilts. To create solid foundations, they developed an ingenious method that seems almost unbelievable today. They drove thousands upon thousands of wooden piles, long stakes made of alder, oak, and larch deep into the mud and clay of the lagoon floor. These posts, driven close together, reached a harder layer of compressed clay and sand known as coranto. Submerged in the mud, deprived of oxygen, the wood didn't rot. Instead, it petrified over time, turning into a stone-like, incredibly durable foundation. On top of this forest of underwater piles, they laid wooden platforms, and then on top of that, they placed Istrian stone, a dense waterproof limestone that formed the true base for their buildings. Essentially, the magnificent palaces and churches you see in Venice today are floating on an ancient, man-made forest. It's one of the greatest engineering feats of the medieval world, born entirely out of necessity. They weren't just building houses, they were literally building the ground beneath their feet. So, how did these scattered island settlements become a single, unified city? The canals weren't entirely man-made at first. They started as natural deep-water channels that snaked through the lagoon's islands and mudflats. The early settlers used these natural waterways for transportation, connecting their small communities. As the population grew and the settlement became more complex, these natural channels were widened, deepened, and organized. New, smaller canals, called rai, were dug to create a more intricate network, much like residential streets branching off a main road. This process of dredging and canal construction was constant. The lagoon is a living, breathing ecosystem, with tides bringing in silt and sediment daily. To keep the canals from silting up and becoming impassable, a permanent and laborious dredging effort was required. Specialized boats called cavarino were used to scoop mud from the canal beds, which was then often repurposed to reinforce the islands or create new land. This ongoing battle against nature was crucial for Venice's survival and its ability to function as a port. The canals were the city's arteries, and keeping them clear was a matter of life and death. By the 9th century, Venice had established itself as a significant maritime power. Its unique location gave it a strategic advantage, bridging Western Europe with the Byzantine Empire in the east. The Venetian Republic, La Serenissima, began to flourish. The canals were no longer just for local transport. They became the highways for a global commercial empire. The Grand Canal, the city's main thoroughfare, evolved from a natural river channel into a majestic aquatic boulevard, lined with the palatial homes of wealthy merchants. These palaces, or palazzi, were both homes and warehouses, with grand water-level entrances for loading and unloading goods directly from boats. Imagine the scene. ships laden with silks, spices, and exotic goods from the east gliding down the Grand Canal, pulling up to magnificent palaces. The wealth of the world flowed through these waterways. The iconic gondola, a flat-bottomed boat perfectly suited for the shallow, narrow canals, became the primary mode of personal transport, its unique design evolving over centuries to be navigated by a single oarsman. The canals weren't just infrastructure, they were the stage upon which the city's vibrant life unfolded. They hosted regattas, festivals, and solemn processions, becoming the very heart and soul of Venetian culture. However, the city's relationship with water has always been a delicate dance. While the canals gave Venice its power and beauty, they also posed a constant threat. The phenomenon of acqua alta, or high water, occurs when a combination of high tides and strong winds pushes seawater into the lagoon, flooding the city's streets and squares. This has been a problem for centuries, but it has worsened in recent times due to rising sea levels and the subsidence of the city itself. Venice is slowly sinking. To combat this existential threat, modern Venice has undertaken one of the most ambitious engineering projects in history, the MOS project. It's a system of massive, retractable floodgates positioned at the 3 inlets to the Venetian lagoon. When a dangerously high tide is forecast, these hollow gates are filled with air, causing them to rise from the seabed and form a temporary barrier, sealing off the lagoon from the Adriatic Sea. First activated in 2020, MOSE represents the latest chapter in Venice's long history of engineering its way out of trouble. It's a modern-day equivalent of those first wooden piles, a testament to the city's enduring will to survive against the odds. Today, the canals of Venice continue to enchant millions of visitors each year. They are a living museum, a reminder of a time when human ingenuity and resilience triumphed over an unforgiving environment. From desperate refugees building homes on mudflats to a global superpower commanding the seas, the story of Venice is written in its water. Every ripple in the canals tells a tale of struggle, innovation, and breathtaking beauty. The city that shouldn't exist not only survived but thrived, creating a unique urban masterpiece that has captivated the world for over 1,000 years. So, the next time you see a picture of a gondola gliding past a Gothic palace, remember the incredible journey behind it. Remember the petrified forest holding it all up, and the centuries of constant struggle against the sea. Venice is more than just a beautiful city. It's a monument to human determination. Thanks so much for watching and taking this journey with us. If you found this story as fascinating as we do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most amazing places. Let us know in the comments what other historical stories you'd like us to explore. Until next time.